Commencing 10 seconds. Countdown. Yeah. Wanted to get on today and talk about how this crypto market there's no denying it. It is dumping like a homeless guy who had too much beer and pizza on a Friday night, and it's now Saturday morning. It's a dump fest, okay? No denying it, no beating around the bush. The whole market is dumping. And you know what? I love it. It's the greatest thing in the world. This is what we want to see. We don't want to see everything just running straight up, 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 because then you have a huge crash. You want to see upward action, then a pullback. Anyway, what we're looking at right here is basically this is the Wall Street cheat sheet. Shows the psychology of a market cycle. And as you can see, it takes you all the way through bull market and bear market. And this is exactly what we're dealing with right now in the crypto market. You see, in every single time this kind of stuff happens, the same kinds of human emotions start to crop up, okay? When you're in a massive bull market, when it first starts out, you get a lot of people that get very, very hopeful. And a lot of people will make this statement, which they think sounds smart, but in reality, this is like the stupidest statement that you can make. And this is the statement. You ready? I think I'm going to wait and see what the market does and then decide if I want to get in or not. That sounds really intelligent, doesn't it? But guess what? That's the dumbest statement that you can make. Because if you wait to see what the market does before you get in, then guess what? By the time you get in, the market will have already done what it's going to do, and you're too late. And you end up buying up here at the top. And that's what a lot of people do. So they get hopeful right here, okay? But then people wait. Unless you're like a lot of smart people and you get in down here and then you hold and you wait. Then what happens is that as the bull market starts going up, people become hopeful. It gives way to optimism. This is really real. And hopefully they get in at this point, because then there's still a lot of money to be made. But a lot of people wait until this point. Now they're believers. They've waited and waited and waited. Think, okay, this is real. The market's really going up. They buy in here. But usually these same people, when they start to get to the thrill stage, emotion has completely taken control. And it's just like you get people buying in. Then the euphoric stage, I'm a genius, we're all going to get rich. And you get people buying up here near the top. And guess what? It doesn't keep going up forever. You might get a market that goes up, up, up for a long time, but eventually it is going to stop and pull back. Okay. I've learned that myself. Then you get this complacency stage. We just need to cool off for the next big rally. But guess what? There is no coming big rally. Now you're entering into a bear market. Then the market starts to tumble. People become fearful, anxiety. Oh no, I'm losing all my money. Then it comes down to this stage where it's getting so bad, you go into denial. Maybe you just want to completely ignore it and say, I'm just not even going to look at it. I'll come back in a week and check it. Then you come back in a week and check it to see that it's dipped down even further, and people panic and they sell at a huge loss. They got in here. They could have sold up here and made huge gains, but they didn't because they thought it was going to keep going up. So greedily, they just held on. Then they end up selling down here for a loss. They do the exact opposite of what they intended to do. People get in and they intend to buy low and sell high, but what they end up doing is buying high and then selling low. Okay. Then they capitulate. Then anger sets in and people get out of the market. And then you get this crazy long bear market. And then guess what? It all starts over again. And this is where we are right now. We're entering into the hope and optimism phase. But if you look even here at the hope phase, after a initial run up, you get a big pullback. And that's exactly what we've gotten here. That's where we are right now. We just came through this bear market, which ended about a year ago. Then for the past year, the market has been going up, 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 like you wouldn't believe, for an entire year. And then you get this thing here, this top, which is kind of like what just happened with the ETF rally going up to 48K for Bitcoin. Then look at what happens. You get a sell off and you get a pull out. And wouldn't you know, there are people out there that are panicking, that are saying, oh no, Bitcoin is going to zero. This market is all over with. The ETF launch, it was a big sham. It was a big sell the news event. But what I'm telling you right now, and I'm showing people this, all 3 people who watch my YouTube channel, here's where we are right here. Okay. We're at the we've come all the way through this in the past 4 years, and now we're resetting and we're coming right back to it again. Exactly the same thing. You're coming out of this initial bull period and you're having a pullback right here. And then what's going to happen is that the halving is going to come in April, and then you are going to get a parabolic bull market that is going to shock everybody. And because of the fact that the ETF has just been passed, because of the fact that the halving is coming in April, also because of the fact that the SEC is involved in another losing lawsuit against Coinbase, which they're going to lose. The SEC and Gary Gensler, they have just done nothing but lose for the past year. He's fired off so many. He's like a guy in the Wild West who's firing off his 6 guns and everybody just misses every shot. You know what I mean? Worst shot in the world. Gary Gensler has fired off so many lawsuits against Coinbase, against Binance, against Brad Garlinghouse and Ripple and XRP, against Grayscale, and he has lost every single time, and he's going to lose this time too because they don't have a case. Basically, I read about it today. What the SEC basically says is cryptocurrency is not a security, but cryptocurrency is a security. They're saying both. They're basically making both statements in court in front of a judge. And in the past, judges have said, okay, the SEC is just completely, what's the word they used? Capricious. They're untrustworthy. Okay, the claims that they're making, all of this stuff, it doesn't make any sense because Bitcoin especially is clearly a commodity. It is not a security, so therefore it doesn't even fall under the authority of the Securities and Exchange Commission. But like I said, right now we are most definitely in the throes of a very bearish period. So anyway, what I'm expecting to happen is that this bearish period will probably continue on for a little while. And then what's going to happen is that you're going to have a bounce. You're going to have a turnaround. I did find out that, like I said, I know that Grayscale is unloading their Bitcoin position. And what I think is going on is basically a lot of Bitcoin is just changing hands right now. And that's why you're seeing the Bitcoin price fall. It's not going rocketing up. I know that BlackRock is buying Bitcoin. I know Fidelity is buying Bitcoin. I know that ARK Invest is buying Bitcoin. I know that a lot of these big companies that just got approved for the spot ETF are buying Bitcoin. But the reason the price isn't going up is because they are buying the Bitcoin from Grayscale. Grayscale is the one selling them to them because they're basically lowering their position. I also found out that FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried's old exchange, Sam's going to prison. Well, FTX is having to offload a lot of its holdings in Bitcoin and stuff like that. Not sure why, but that's what's happening too. So a lot of Bitcoin is finding its way, flowing into the market and being sold right now. But at the same time, a lot of the Bitcoin is being bought up. So the price isn't just crashing like down to some insanely low level like $10,000. It's staying pretty good. I mean, it's holding at around $40,000 right now, $39,000, $40,000, which that's not really that bad. That's only like a 20% dip from its high of 48,000 last week. So that's not really that big of a deal. This is just a healthy pullback. What's happening right now? I think that once the selling is exhausted, once Grayscale is done selling, once FTX is done selling Bitcoin, if these big companies like BlackRock continue buying the Bitcoin off the market, that's when you're going to see this price begin to rally again. This bearish period, I think, could last weeks. It could last even months. Okay. But there are some things on the horizon. There's the halving in April. The Bitcoin halving is in April. And of course, there is this lawsuit with the SEC. Everybody's watching that. And if this case gets dismissed, if the SEC loses, and if Coinbase, it's against Coinbase, if Coinbase wins and they get a dismissal, that's going to be very, very bullish for the crypto market. I expect that if that happened and the news came out that the judge has dismissed this case against Coinbase, you would see an immediate bounce and a parabolic move, maybe a small one, but it would be a nice uptick in the market. You would see a lot of buying going on all of a sudden into Bitcoin and these markets. But I just wanted to put this video out. I haven't made one in a few days. And I just think that this is a healthy pullback. This is a healthy cool off period in the market. And it's just consolidation and getting ready for the next leg up in this market. As I said before, we are right about here right now. We've come out of this bear market, which basically lasted 2 or 3 years, ever since the 2022-21 bull market. And we've come out of that. We've had about a year of just steady upward movement for Bitcoin and the entire crypto market. Now we're having a pullback and a cool off period. And then it's going to continue on this next leg up, and it will enter into the optimism phase. The halving will happen. And then I can pretty much guarantee you that later on this year, we are going to see some parabolic moves for Bitcoin in the crypto market. So take that into consideration. Take a very good look at this chart. Do your own research. Try to determine where you think we are on this thing, and decide if you want to be a part of what I see as basically an inevitable bull cycle that's coming, possibly the biggest bull market that has ever been seen by anybody in any industry for all time. And that maybe that's really not saying something. It just happens to be because of the fact that we live in an age when there's more money floating around, there's bigger markets, there's more people buying in, so things are bigger and more crazy nowadays than ever before. Okay, but that does present a heck of a great opportunity for anybody out there who has the, I would say, insight, the knowledge, the patience to basically look at this for what it is and get in there and make some serious gains. So with that being said, I'm going to sign off here, the Crypto Rocker, and we'll see you guys next time.